Hey, it's your favorite uncle, Uncle Gentleman, and as you can see, the beard's grown back out again, so that means today's video is going to be how to shave with a double-edged safety razor. So stay tuned. Shaving with a double-edged safety razor. I guess I'm going to preface this by warning that, hey, these are sharp. So you have to be careful, especially when you're starting out. So there's tons of videos out there that go into the details of all the history and all the different stuff like that. I'm going to keep this one simple. I'm going to show you how I lather up and how I shave with a safety razor. I'll probably go kind of quick through the brush and lather part because I'll probably do a separate video where I talk a little bit about shave brushes, the different types, the pros and cons, and like pucks of soap compared to cream soaps and stuff, and why using a brush, in my opinion, is way better than anything you can get out of a can. It just lathers better. So, but we'll get to that later. But so the main thing today is just doing this to take the hair off. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about how I'll lather up the shave bowl and everything, but I am going to do it while I'm on camera, but it'll be kind of low. So for this shave, I wanted to use a shave soap that I figured was more readily available for most people and easier to find. So I'm going to use the Cremo Cooling Formula shave soap. This can also be put on with your hand. You can just put some out and put on with the hand. But I feel like it really does lather well with a brush and goes on really well with a brush. So it also has menthol in it, peppermint menthol. So it gives kind of a cooling, tingling when you lather up with it. And it's just nice. It's not overpowering, doesn't burn, but it's just got that cool crispness. I really like to use this like in the winter. But that's what I'll use. So what I normally do, which I may throw some B-roll in for this, but I fill my sink up with warm water, with hot water, and then here's my shave bowl. I got this off Amazon. I put a little bit of water in there and kind of wet the bowl. Make sure I get that in there, and then I pour most of it out and just leave just a little bit of water at the bottom. And I mean, you can't even see it. It's like that much, like not much at all. And I also drop my shave brush in the water and let it get wet. Today I'm using a barber style badger hair brush. I've had this for years. Got it at a cigar shop years ago. Do not know the brand name. It's just been too long. It's actually not the brush I regularly use. I just thought it would be good for this video. So it is a great brush. I'll go over in another video badger hair, boar hair, synthetic, horsehair brushes, the differences, the pros, cons, that kind of stuff. So okay, I'm going to take the Cremo and I'm going to put it on the brush just to show you how much I'm putting out. Normally I would just squirt it right into the bowl, but it's just easier up here for me to show you how much I use. It's about as much as you would put, well, crap, I screwed it up. It's about as much as you would use on a toothbrush. Like just squeeze out a line about the length of what it would be to, it did not, the brush just fell over. About how much I would use on a toothbrush with toothpaste. Don't put shave cream on a toothbrush though, yuck. So anyway, and then I just put it in the bowl and rotate around. If it doesn't look like it's lathering enough, I just grab with my hand and splash a little extra water in and do that. If you start getting big bubbles, like dish soap style bubbles, if it's bubbling up too much, you may have too much water and you can add more soap and that will even it out. But what you want is tiny bubbles and a consistency that will look like, it'll foam up and look kind of like shaving cream does out of a can if you get it right. You'll have a few bubbles in it and everything, and it's just like, I just push down and stir. So, creams lather easier than a soap puck. You have to work at it. I had a friend that used to always say, load it like you hate it. And you really have to grind in and get it going. But it works the same. So anyway, I just stir up for a little bit. I got it running down my hand because I turned it sideways. But, let's see. It's not bad. It's pretty good there. And then I'm just going to put it on my face. Now, normally, because I did all this talking and stuff before I started, my face dried out a little bit. A lot of times I'll take the hot water and I just rub it on my face, like really massage into the hairs, and it helps soften up the hairs so they shave a little better. But I'm trying to look in the mirror on the behind the camera so I can see what I'm doing. I'm also, because it's roomier, I'm in my wife's bathroom because mine's tiny and there's no way I could film in there, so it's different. Oops, dropped a little soap. Okay, yeah, so we're all lathered up, sort of, not super thick, but that's good enough. I'm going to be using my Edwin Jagger 89 LB. I have a King C Gillette safety razor too that I use a lot. I really like it. It's great. But I already have this one ready to go. So the key is like with a cartridge razor, you're usually holding it vertical and you're coming down like this. With these kind of razors, it's more of at an angle. So it would be like this. So your arm's out a little bit. Not quite 45 degrees, but a little more in. But it just takes practice. Like, you got to do it 2 or 3 times, and once you kind of get it right, you really have a feel for it. But this is definitely not it. And this isn't it. It's more like that. So you just kind of put on, lean up a little bit, and then you just come down. Now, with these, I recommend your first pass be with the grain going down. Don't go backwards on your first passes. You can do that on your second and thirds. So, and then same thing on this side. I just reach over, use the same hand, tilt out a little bit, and then drag down. And see how good it pulls that off. I mean, it's just so, no effort. Oh, speaking of the no effort, your double-edged safety razor is heavier usually than like your regular cartridge razor would be and everything. It's got some heft to it, a little bit of weight. Let the razor do the work. You don't have to press in. You don't have to pull down. Like sometimes with cartridge razors, I really have to dig in to make it hook up. With this, the weight of the blade will do all the work for you. All you've got to do is lay it on there and go the direction you want to go. Don't dig in with it. Like, you just lay it on, and I mean, just 2 fingers, and just, you can go down. It's hard to do left-handed, but so yeah, and then just keep going. Just, you have to remember, especially it gets a little tricky around the lips and the upper part of the nose. You have to make funny faces, just, you know, to get it to do right. But once you get it, it shaves so good. Look how it took off, like I almost had a goatee. And it just takes it right off first pass. It's just, it's so, I can't do that with a cartridge razor. Okay. And we'll call that the first pass. I'll do a second one. I still have lather left with that little bitty drop that I put in there. I'm gonna add a little more water. I just take my fingertips and drop in the water and let it drop off into the bowl like that. And usually that's enough to waken up. And yeah, lathering right back up. This Cremo is a little more runny than some others that you can buy that are made to do with a shave brush. I wanted to do the Cremo because it is a good shave soap. It's really slick, gives a good comfortable shave. It feels great, and if you've got a Target near you, you can find it. It's usually there. So okay, let's do round two. Try to get a little better. I didn't get on my neck real good there, so I'll make a circular motion with the brush. See how it's lathering up? Okay. Yeah, good enough. Set that back in the bowl. All right. For a second pass, I'll usually go, I start out kind of the same way, but I'll usually kind of go up or across. I usually go against the grain on the third, but I'll do these corners. And it's same thing, it's just slight angle. And you have to, you'll get a feel. Like I've been shaving with the safety razor for years, so I've gotten used to like the angle, so I can just hit it and go. It's like effortless, but because I know what angle it's supposed to be at. But you'll have to play with it a little bit. You'll have to practice, just like anything else, and just learn the angle that gives you the most efficient shave without cutting you up. Because also, if you go sideways or anything, you will cut yourself with these, even with a crappy blade. And blades are so much more cheap, affordable for these. But you do occasionally get a bad blade. Like you'll get one that doesn't cut good or feels uneven or something. The great thing about it is because they're so cheap, when you run into a bad one like that, throw it away, grab another one. They come minimum usually in a pack of 5. And what I'd recommend is places like Amazon, eBay, some other ones have where you can get variety packs, where you can get multiple brands, multiple styles, and it'll be like a sample pack, and you'll get like 20 blades. So it'll be 5 of each brand. And it's still so cheap that if you try 1 or 2 of one brand, it's like, oh, these are awful, I hate them. You can just throw it away. You're out $1, maybe, on that. And then you have the others to try. And then you find the one you really like, and then you can buy that style in bulk and get, 100 blades. Yeah, I've found a few brands that I like, but I'm always finding new ones. And there's some that just like are what I would call good enough. They're not my favorite blade, but they're not bad. And it's just like even some of the ones that you can get at pharmacies and stuff like that. Sometimes the ones that are in just a generic case are made by a brand called Persona, and they make really good blades. They make decent blades, especially for the money. And you can find them at most drugstores, just your neighborhood market drugstore. Sorry guys, I wish the face could be prettier when I'm done with this, but it's my face. But yeah, just at an angle. And it's a slight angle. It's not this, it's not, you know, it's just like that right there. But like I said, it takes practice. It just takes a little bit of practice, but that's how you do it. And you see from the before to the after is pretty good. So I could do a third pass, but I really have a mild beard. And like I said in a previous video, I don't have to shave for work or anything. So this will last me a couple of days, a few days before I have to shave again. And it'll be comfortable. See, I got no weepers, no blood, with a blade, single blade against my face. And yeah, just no irritation. But the red cheeks, I always have that. That's something else. But yeah, it's not, it feels soft. In fact, I could go now without even putting on a post-shave balm and I'd be all right. I'm probably going to because I just like the way it feels. But yeah, I guess I'm done. You know, I could do a third pass, but I don't need to. And I still have enough shave soap that I probably could. I always say this too. I wanted to mention it. I'll mention it when I do a brush video. But when you're done, rinse out your brush and your bowl and set buy a hanger for your brush or set it sideways across the top, or if it has the base upside down. Don't leave it wet or setting in the bowl because it'll cause the bristles to curve. And I got a boar hair brush from my dad years ago. It was one he shaved with when I was a kid and everything, and he gave it to me, and I ended up trimming it down because it was just hooked at the end of it. He just set it in the cup. And over time, it got this permanent curve to it, and you can't get it out. You want it to stay round and bristly. So rinse them out when you're done and do that. And also, when you're done with your razor, dry it off. Just kind of on the top. You don't scrape too much, but just dry off, because if you dry your blade, it will actually last longer. The moisture that's left on the blade will cause corrosion and will cause them to dull faster. It's science, just what scientists tell me. But if you dry it off, your blade will last longer. And even as cheap as they are, think about how long it can last then. But that's it. Good luck, guys. I'm Uncle Gentleman, and I'll see you on the next one. Y'all have a great day.